May the 4th be with you. Today is May 4th. And if today is your birthday, I want to wish you a happy birthday. Today I have beside me, it is Yoda. He is over 800 years old. So every time we start reading stories about Star Wars, we are going to have Yoda beside us. Now, you're wondering, why is she dressed like she is? Well, one of the characters in Star Wars and the whole Star Wars saga is called Ahsoka Tano. And I am dressed like Ahsoka Tano. I am wearing a costume that looks like how she dresses. And she is a Jedi. She just didn't want to follow the Jedi order. Didn't want to follow all the rules the Jedis had to follow. It was just too much for her. She didn't believe in some of them. So she's still a Jedi, and she kind of does her own thing and ends up being able to teach others in the long run, and train them to be Jedis and be able to use the Force. But she never really ends up continuing to be in the Jedi Order. So, on that note, we're going to be reading a story that has to do with the very first part of the saga. And if you've seen the movies, or any of the movies, it's going to be the first one. And the first one of Star Wars is Phantom Menace. Now, this is a Lego story by Legos. So some of the pictures, or all the pictures, are going to be with Lego people that they use as the characters in Star Wars. And this is the first part of the saga, The Phantom Menace, and it is by Hannah Dolan. If you notice up here, you have the beginning reader and the number 2. So this is letting you know that it's the beginning reader. They're starting to learn to read, and they're coming up with more fluent sentences. Sure, some of the words in here are going to be hard, but once you get to know those words and you're teaching that child or to sound them out, the words are going to come easy to them. Now, if they've watched the movies or any of the cartoons or anything like that, some of the words in here they're going to recognize right away once you pronounce the word to them. Now, let's read about Phantom Menace. And this is a quick book about the first part of the saga. And it's going to cut a lot of stuff out. So if you've seen the movie, it's going to cut a lot of stuff out. And it's Lego's version of Phantom Menace. The Jedi. Who are these cloaked figures? Meet Qui-Gon Jinn and his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi. They are Jedi. The Jedi are peacekeepers of the galaxy. Jedi use a power called the Force to help them protect the galaxy. The Jedi use the Force for good, but it can also be used for evil. So you have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. They're both holding lightsabers. Now, the Force. The Force is an invisible power that flows through everything in the galaxy, even you. The Jedi sometimes use the Force to fight, but only in self-defense. So the Jedi only use it to protect each other, to protect themselves, protect the innocent, protect the good people. The Trade Federation. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan travel across the galaxy on this Republic cruiser starship. Don't tell anyone, but they are on a secret mission to meet the Trade Federation. The Jedi must end an argument between the Trade Federation and the planet Naboo. If the Jedi do not succeed, there could be a war in the galaxy. This is the person Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan have come to see. He is the greedy leader of the Trade Federation, Newt Gunray. Dark dealings. There is something about Newt Gunray that the Jedi don't know. He has joined forces with an evil Sith Lord called Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious controls Newt Gunray and the Trade Federation. He communicates with Newt Gunray via a hologram. So he doesn't text on the phone, he doesn't call on the phone, he doesn't video chat. Like if you video chat with somebody, he doesn't do that either. They don't use the old-fashioned phone. No. They do a hologram, and that's how they communicate. Darth Sidious tells Newt Gunray to invade Naboo and destroy the Jedi. Now, who's a Sith? A Sith uses the dark side of the Force to do evil things. They want power and will do anything to get it. So the Jedi, they use the Force to do good things. Remember I said to protect people, to protect themselves, to make things grow, to be the peacekeeper in between two people that have disagreements. Whereas the Siths, they're like Jedis, but they use the Force to do evil things, to do bad things. They don't care about anybody but themselves. Invasion of Naboo. The Jedi escape the Trade Federation and land on Naboo. Look out! The Trade Federation's droid army has also arrived. Droids invade Naboo on huge multi-troop transports, the MTTs. Hundreds of droids are tightly packed together in the MTTs. They are all programmed to attack the peaceful planet. Now, you have the droid army. There are all sorts of droid armies. You have battle droids, and you have droidekas. They're controlled by the Trade Federation starship above Naboo. Jar Jar Binks. You there, get out of the way. This is Jar Jar Binks. An ATT almost runs him over, but Qui-Gon saves him just in time. Jar Jar is a Gungan who lives underwater in the Naboo swamps. He helps the Jedi travel to the Queen's royal palace in need. The Jedi must find the Queen of Naboo before the droid army does. They race underwater in a Gungan submarine called a Bongo. Queen Amidala. This is the Queen of Naboo, Padme Amidala. She lives in the royal palace. She refuses to give in to the Trade Federation. Anakin Skywalker. Welcome to Tatooine. This young slave boy is Anakin Skywalker. He belongs to a junk dealer called Watto. Anakin works in Watto's junk shop. Here's Watto, and he's able to fly. And so Anakin's always working on all his machines and trying to fix them so that he can sell them. Qui-Gon Jinn and Queen Amidala arrive at Watto's shop. They escaped Naboo along with Obi-Wan and Jar Jar, but the droid army attacked their ship. They need to find parts to fix it. Qui-Gon senses that the Force is extremely strong in Anakin. Could he be the chosen one? Now, who's the chosen one? Chosen one, Qui-Gon believes that the chosen one will one day bring balance to the Force. Pod racing. Anakin is an excellent pilot. He really loves pod racing. He even built his own pod racer out of parts from Watto's shop. Don't don't tell Watto. Anakin enters a pod race called the Bunta Eve Classic. Now here's is Anakin's pod racer, and there's Zebuba's pod racer. If Anakin wins, his prize will be freedom from slavery. He will also win all the parts Qui-Gon needs to fix their ship. Good luck, Anakin. Pod racing. Pod racing is dangerous sport. Anakin uses the Force to help him fly at a very fast speed and escapes the dirty tricks of his rival, Sebulba. Now, Anakin has the Force. He can use the Force, and he doesn't quite use it the way that the Jedi use it because he hasn't had the training yet. So they say that this particular race, that no human can do this race because things are just too fast and the humans can't think that fast. However, Anakin's a little child and can do it. So he's using the Force. He just knows things and knows when to turn certain ways, do certain things. He just knows, and that's part of using the Force, everything that's around him. Mystery Man. Hooray! Anakin won the pod race. Anakin is free and Qui-Gon has the parts he needs to fix their ship. Qui-Gon asks Anakin to come to the planet Coruscant with him. He wants Anakin to train as a Jedi. Hang on. Who is this dark figure? It is Darth Maul. He is a Sith. So he's sending a probe. The Sith sends a probe. He has his own speed racer he uses. He takes it off his ship. And then Qui-Gon duels with Darth Maul. The Sith tests Qui-Gon's lightsaber skills, but he can't defeat the Jedi. Not this time. Now, the Sith infiltrator, Darth Maul, is a Darth Sidious apprentice. His master orders him to follow the Jedi. He tracks them on his Sith infiltrator starship. So let's go back to find out about. Remember, we talked about Darth Sidious. He's the evil Palpatine Emperor. Well, he's training somebody who can use the Force that could have been a Jedi, but, you know, Darth Sidious is a bad person, so he's training this Sith, is not a Jedi, but he's like a Jedi. They just call the bad Jedis, the evil Jedis, Siths. So he is a Darth Sith. The Jedi High Council. This is the Jedi High Council. Qui-Gon brings Anakin to Coruscant to meet the council. Qui-Gon asks the council to train Anakin as a Jedi because he could be the chosen one. The council tests Anakin, but it doesn't think Anakin should become a Jedi. The council senses that Anakin is too fearful to be a Jedi. So let's see who is on the Jedi Council. You have Ithka, you have Ki-Adi-Mundi, you have Yoda, Mace Windu, Saesee-Tiin, and Plo Koon. Now, Yoda is a Jedi Master. He is the oldest and wisest member of the Council. He is more than 800 years old. Remember, I said that in one of my other videos as well. He's really old. be nice to live that long. You get to see things and see places grow. You get to see tons of different things. Now, the battlefield. It's time to head back to Naboo. The Gungans of Naboo have joined the fight for their planet. The Trade Federation's droid army battles Gungan soldiers on the grassy plains of Naboo. Jar Jar Binks is now general of the Gungan army. He battles droids with powerful energy balls. It looks like a Gungan army is outnumbered. How will they stop the droid army? The Queen's Palace. So while that's happening on the battlefield, now we're jumping to the Queen's Palace, and all this is happening at the same time. Queen Amidala turns to Naboo. She storms the royal palace with the Jedi and Naboo's head security, Captain Panaka. Can you see Anakin? He is hiding away from the fight. Way back here. The Queen and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, they all tell him, you need to go hide while we're fighting this battle because they don't want him to get hurt. He's a kid. So he ends up going to hide in one of the little spaceships. Lots of Naboo fighter pilots have been captured by the droid army. Queen Amidala frees them to fight for their planet. Look out, droids! You are no match for Queen Amidala and her companions. Deadly duel. Look who has appeared at the royal palace. It is Darth Maul. He appears to have finished business with the Jedi. He appears to have unfinished business with the Jedi. The Jedi are highly trained in lightsaber combat, but so is Maul. Remember I said he could have been a Jedi had he been trained to do good things with the Force, but he wasn't. He was trained with Darth Sidious and trained to do bad things with the Force. He can even fight two Jedi at once with his double blade lightsaber. So Qui-Gon is defeated by Maul. So while the Queen and her captain, they go into a different part of the castle, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan sees Darth Maul. So they go to a separate section and they're battling Darth Maul. Well, Qui-Gon gets defeated by Darth Maul, but Obi-Wan beats Maul in a fierce duel to the death. Qui-Gon has one dying wish. He asks Obi-Wan to train young Anakin as a Jedi. So Obi-Wan agrees that he's going to train them. They end up going back to the Jedi Order and the council and talking to them about the training. But during this time, remember, Anakin went inside a little spaceship, a fighter ship, right? Fly high. Where is Anakin now? He was hiding inside the Naboo starfighter, but now look, he is flying it way away from the Naboo. Anakin flies into the Trade Federation starship above Naboo. The ship controls the droid army. Boom! Anakin destroys the starship's reactor core. The starship blows up and the droid army is deactivated. So, Anakin was able to take the starfighter and take it up to the ship that's way up inside, up in space, that controls all the droids that were down battling Jar Jar Binks and all the Gungans on the battlefield. So, in destroying the battleship, it all made all the other droids just stop in its tracks and shut off. They no longer work. So now we have R2-D2 who helps Anakin. Now R2-D2 is an an astromech android who works for Queen Amidala. He helps Anakin to fly the Naboo starfighter. The Trade Federation is defeated. Darth Maul is defeated. It is time to celebrate on Naboo. But there is one Sith left in the galaxy. Where is the mysterious Darth Sidious? Darth Sidious has lost his apprentice, and now he must replace him with a new one. Who will it be? And when will the Sith appear again to menace the galaxy? So before Darth Vader, there was Darth Maul. And once they defeated Darth Maul, now Darth Sidious, the Emperor, who's really bad, now he wants to find another apprentice to train him. So this is before Darth Vader. The end. So this is telling you some of the meanings of, like, like Gundams. They're telling you what a hologram means in the back of the book. And it's called, the place that you find is called a glossary. And that tells you all the meanings. And this particular book has pictures in the glossary to help those young readers. The end. Now, this is an AR book. It is a 4.0, which means it is 4th grade level book. So if you are able to take tests for the Renaissance Learning Center online at your school, if you are reading a 4.0, you could take the test on this. Please read this 3 more times before you take a test on this. And have somebody ask you questions, because you want to get them all right. The more you read, the better you begin to read, the better you comprehend by answering those questions. And then your reading level is going to go up and up and up. All right, so if you like this, again, this is a DK Readers. They've labeled it at a 2nd level reader. This is the story, The Phantom Menace. This is the beginning of the Star Wars saga. However, Legos has come up with their own quick version of Star Wars using their people. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye.